Welcome back to the Premier League show here on Couch Lords. We're going to get into Week 7, but before we do, we'll just quickly recap last week. We had Bournemouth from Moneyline, which they ended up getting the draw there. We had the under 2.5 in the Palace-Liverpool game, which I got stiffed on that in the last kick of the game for Crystal Palace to win that 2-1, so that was unlucky. And then we had the 3-1 absolute demolishing of Fulham at the hands of Aston Villa, which we had the Fulham draw no bet, which, Aston Villa decided to show up. Will they show up again this week with European football? Who knows? But let's get into Week 7. I've got a few plays here, a couple of plus money plays this week. We've obviously got the spot, but we need to get back into this. So let's crack on. We got our first game here. We got Manchester United at home to Sunderland. Now, Manchester United are not performing. They haven't picked up any slack yet. Everyone's saying they're going to turn it around. They haven't necessarily turned around yet. Only 2 wins this year. Manchester United sitting in 14th. You'd think they would be, in a better spot considering the games that they've played this year. They're coming up against the Sunderland team that's probably overperformed. They're sitting at 5th right now with 11 points. They're getting a lot of goals in these games where I haven't pegged Sunderland to get goals. They've got a really great attack. As much as I do hate these guys, I just don't think United are going to be able to keep a clean sheet here. So I've tried to find some money value here, and I ended up going with the over 3.5 goals at plus 163 or $2.63 here for all my Aussie mates. Just keep an eye on Mbeumo for goals or assists. I think that could be a value market. But let's move on to the next game. We've got Aston Villa again at home to Burnley this week. So let's get stuck into the weeds with this game. Now, as I said last week, Aston Villa, I don't like them at all at the moment. They're just not playing the normal style of football that we're accustomed to seeing Aston Villa play under Emery. They are playing Europe again. So this is being recorded the night of the Aston Villa game for Conference League. So that's the only concern I have with them in this game. I just think that Aston Villa are having a really hard time keeping the clean sheets as well. Burnley have been looking good. They don't have any European football. They're ready all week for this game. And I've gone the over 3.5 goals in this game also at plus 211, $3.11 here for the Aussie guys. So, I think there's value in that game. I like Jadon Anthony, goal or assist, and like I said, Ollie Watkins as well. They'll be the two player props I'll probably be watching in this game. And that's what I like for that one. Okay, so just to quickly recap, that takes us to all of the plays we've got so far. Over 3.5 goals in the United-Sunderland game. Over 3.5 goals in the Villa-Burnley game. And the spot this week, we've gone with Bournemouth at home against Fulham. Now, like I said, I do love Fulham, but I think Bournemouth are too strong here. They actually did play really well last week, but just got unlucky with a few chances and really got stagnant for probably a good half of that game, from like the second half of the first half and the first half of the second half. They just didn't really get much going. It was at the start and the end of the game where they played really well. So I do like Bournemouth at home this week. Those are the plays. We're going to get back into the right spot we need to get to. It's just going to take some time. It's still early. It's match week 7. We're figuring all this stuff out. Make sure you drop in on the live streams. I do endeavor to get 1 live stream at least on the weekend. I try and push for 2 if I can. But make sure you hit the notification bell and subscribe. Put in the comments what plays you got. If you like any player props for the weekend, whack them in there. And as I always say, go check out my boy Cody Parks. We've got ice hockey starting in a couple of days for people that just can't get enough for action for the weekend. So make sure you go check him out. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll catch you all next week. Good luck.